We have been lied to, my friends. We are sold this whole facade that everything has to be a struggle, everything's got to be hard, you got to grind, and you got to do all these things with struggle to make them happen. Like our society equates struggle and hard work with success. And don't get me wrong, it is very important. We've got to do step by step. We've got to show up and we've got to do these things. But it doesn't have to be so hard. It can actually be really fun. It can actually be really enjoyable. And recently I have discovered a life hack, a best practice that has made all the difference, called temptation bundling. So this is from the book Atomic Habits. Such a brilliant book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. But what he says in the book is we can take a task that is less desirable, more something that you consider like, oh gosh, here we go. And you can pair it with something that's really enjoyable so that it becomes fun. So that way we can do it in a way that's like, oh, okay, this ain't so bad, So for me, editing is my least favorite part of this whole journey that I'm on, because I love connecting with magical humans like yourself. We're all on the mission. We all have our struggles. We all have things that we've been through. And I really want to connect with you guys and show that it's possible, that we can be our highest selves, that we can be our greatest selves, and all these little practical tools that have helped along the way, especially if you're ADHD like me and you spent so many years thinking that you weren't good enough or that you couldn't do things like other people, and it reflected as a way that you were broken. But it's actually quite a superpower, especially when we can harness it and channel it and use that hyper focus to help the world, or to any advantage of what we're working on. So one of those things that have really, really helped me supercharge this is temptation bundling. So with editing, what I'm doing, right? First, I was like in my house, and in just like a very, to where my back was hurting and stuff. Like, that's how much I love you guys. And it's like I have so much that I want to share with you guys and connect with you guys, and for all of us to grow and glow together and become our highest selves. But then I end up taking these long videos and long takes and messing up a lot, allowing myself grace, but then it takes me hours and hours and hours to edit. Because I was doing that in a way that doesn't make sense, like I have this beautiful community pool, like why wouldn't I come here? No one's here during the day, and I'm able to come and I'm able to make this experience more fun. Therefore, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself this morning. I've also gotten vitamin D. I've been in my creative flow. This video actually came inspired by me doing this exact thing right now and just having that epiphany, like aha moment. Okay, temptation bundling, like this can be fun, this can be enjoyable. And also using the Pomodoro method, so editing for like 25-minute spaces and then setting a timer with intentional breaks and going and swimming in the pool. That is luxury, that is beautiful. And it's the same task that I have, it's the same thing that I set out to do, but it's not so begrudgingly now. And I'm still making the same progress, and I'm doing the thing that I'm maybe not as passionate about doing, the more tedious work, but I paired it with something that is quite delightful for my mermaid soul. So it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable. So let's say you really don't like folding laundry, right? You could pair folding the laundry by putting on your favorite podcast or your favorite YouTube video, like one of mine. Or same thing with like the dishes or whatever is in your life or your business, or if you are in a position where you have more administrative work, putting on your favorite DJ set. Music for me just immediately soothes my soul. I'm out here bumping with Flavour Trip, one of my favorite new couples that I found that are just so awesome. I'll link them below in the description because wow, I love it. And it just really helps to pair things. Yes, the task needs to be done, but why not make it fun? Why not make it enjoyable? It doesn't have to be so hard. And also allow yourself grace, and I'm speaking to myself too, because when there's tasks that I've been putting off or that I know that I need to get done, or I look at it as a whole mountain of work and things that I need to do, and I get quite overwhelmed, it doesn't do anybody a favor. It doesn't do your work a favor. It doesn't do anything, because you're so focused on that aspect of it, then your message gets distilled, or whatever you're doing, your task, like you're not really there. You're not really focused. So actually, I heard a really cool way to look at this from one of my recent coaching calls in one of the groups that I'm in. And he said, you got to look at these acts at these things that you may not enjoy as much. They're kind of like the chopping wood, carrying water aspects of your business or your life or whatever it is that you're working on. And they may not be as desirable. They may kind of feel like, okay, this is just work. But it's devotion. They're acts of love. It's labor of love. And it is a fundamental, foundational piece of whatever you're doing. So when you look at it like that and you look at it in more of a devotional aspect, and then you combine it with temptation bundling, the whole experience changes. Your whole perception of it will change. And then it's not so bad suddenly anymore. And a lot of the times, well, most of the time, right, when you're having fun with whatever you're doing, it's gonna just change the whole experience. It's going to make everything that you're creating is gonna be infused with that love, with that joy. So what's one task that you've been putting off, or let's say that you don't enjoy it as much, that you enjoy other things? What's one task that you can start to temptation bundle in your life? And I think that's something that we could really invite more of into our lives, is the mindset of, well, how can I make this more fun? How can I make what I'm doing more fun and more enjoyable? Because that is really the secret sauce to life. Like, we want to be able to enjoy our lives. It's a total bullshit myth that they've fed us that things need to be of struggle and begrudgingly. Like, that is, we are wired for pleasure. We are wired to enjoy ourselves. And this superpower of knowing that we can combine something that we may not like as much with something that we really, really enjoy is really one of those things where you go, holy shit, aha, there is a way to do this. I'll definitely link the book for you guys down below, Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it yet, there are so many golden nuggets in there and things that have really helped me along my journey. And they're all very practical and very, very easy to follow. So it doesn't feel overwhelming. So with that, I love you guys. I wish you all the best, productive, magical, fun combination to get all of these things done in the most joyous way possible and feel really good about it at the same time. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to editing and doing my thing. And I love you guys. Mwah. Bye-bye for now. See you soon in the next video.